Hi, you have tuned in to the Raging Aggron channel, and I'm your host, Djingis, and I'm here with week 2 of the DBA Minors, and today we're going to face the toughest opponent that I have ever faced. Some of you might remember me battling Nathan, losing to 5 or I think it was 6-0 thanks to his stupid Bisharp. This guy that I'm going to face, Jessup, is at least on the same level, if not better. It's one of the best battles that I know, one of the best battles I have seen in a draft league ever. So this will be a really big test to see what I can do really with this team. I don't expect to win, I really don't, but I got 2 or 3 ways to win this battle, and I just need to be very, very safe and don't make any stupid predictions and just play it easy and simple and not stress. But the team that he has is Tapu Koko with the Super C user, of course, Tapu Koko the Super C user, Ferrothorn, Dragalge as a C user, Aerodactyl, Venusian as a C user, Kecleon, Megabeedrill, Slowbro, Mamoswine, Meloetta, and Alolan Raichu. When you look at this team, you see it's a lot of speed, a lot of speed. It's a lot of bulk. It's very hard to take down. He can do so much with this team. He can bring the Koko Raichu core, which is extremely hard to take down. That hits my team very, very hard, that I'm really scared of. Ferrothorn and Slowbro is must come. Those two will come. Tapu Koko will 100% come. Then Dragalge and Aerodactyl are... Then Dragalge, Aerodactyl, and Megabeedrill are most likely coming. And then Mamoswine and Mamoswine can come, Meloetta can come, Kecleon and Venusian are the 2 ones that I don't really think he will bring, but as I said, Dragalge, Aerodactyl, and Venusian could all very possibly come. Even if I don't think Venusian is that clear, I don't think he can do too much to my team. Overall, I think that the biggest problem for me will be to break through the Ferrothorn Slowbro core and to not die to Tapu Koko, Megabeedrill, because those 2 things sits like a truck and it's very, very hard for me to deal with them. I don't have any single Pokemon that can take care of both. My only way to deal with Tapu Koko and Megabeedrill in the same Pokemon is Mega Venusaur, but Mega Venusaur takes over 50% from Megabeedrill even with the set that I have. So it's not the best switch in, but it can take damage. Well, it can take the damage and actually heal up, so it's not that bad. But I got some tech. First out we have Dying Fetus. Well, let's go for my team, and I got some tech. First out we have Dying Fetus, our Reuniclus with Life Orb, Magic Guard, Trick Room, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Recovery, 252 HP, 252 Special Attack, Quiet Nature, and 4 Special Defense. This set allows me to not take the 10% Life Orb damage with Magic Guard. In the Trick Room, I'm faster than everything on his team thanks to having 0 EVs. 0 IVs and 0 EVs, and down nature in speed. So I only have 58 speed, which is slower than anything he can possibly bring. So this thing in Trick Room will be faster than everything on his team. Psychic is a guaranteed 2k on everything. Shadow Ball does a tremendous amount of damage to the rest of his team. Recovery just for that longevity, which come in very, very handy. I think at least it will do. It should do. Like, you can never go wrong with having recovery on a team. Then we have Foo Fighter, our Infernape with Choice Scarf, Iron Fist, U-Turn, Flare Blitz, Earthquake, and Thunder Punch. 116 HP, 252 attack with Adamant Nature, and 140 speed EVs. This thing is designed to 100% of the time take out Ferrothorn, to deal around 30% to Slowbro, and to be able to outspeed everything on his team barring Scoffers and deal damage. It's a good threat versus his team, but if it doesn't bring Megabeedrill, or Aerodactyl, I have little to no use for Infernape. The only thing I have this use for this then it is versus the Ferrothorn, because it can take a Flare Blitz. The rest of his team destroys Infernape. Like, this Infernape set is trash if it doesn't bring Megabeedrill, Aerodactyl, and Ferrothorn. Those are the only, like, if it brings those 3, this Infernape set is great versus him. Then we have the heat of the week. Semblant, our Crocodile with Assault Vest, Moxie, Knockoff, Earthquake, Snarl, and Pursuit. Now, you might want, well, 248 HP, 8 attack, and 252 speed F with careful nature. Now, you might wonder, why the fuck do I have Moxie when I don't have any attack investments? Why don't I bring the normal Intimidate? The reason is, the monster that I will send in Crocodile versus will be his, will interest play will notice that Dragalge destroys me. Like, it really does. So, I had to sit out on my Dragon Dancing Tyrantrum for Semblant the Crocodile, and I had to bring the Assault variant. This thing takes, I think it's a Life Orb Draco Meteor from Adaptability on Dragalge does 50% to this thing, and I kill it back with an Earthquake, more or less. I kill it back after Life Orb damage, or it kills itself in Life Orb damage. So this thing is there to just get rid of items, decrease the special attack of his team with Snarl, and then just maybe trap something with Pursuit to just click knock off. This thing is just here to destroy the Dragalge. If it doesn't bring Dragalge, I have no too little use of this thing, but it's still a good Pokemon to have since it has some special attackers. And it can take care of Tapu Koko as well, even if it takes a good amount of damage from it. So yeah, that's why we have Crocodile. We have Iron Maiden, our fortress, with leftovers, started Gyro Ball, Stealth Rock, Rapid Speed, and Spikes, 252 HP, 4 attack, and 252 special defense, careful nature. This thing can survive This thing can survive an HP 5 from Tapu Koko if he's not Life Orb. If he is a Sea Crystal, I can survive HP Fire. I can get up Stealth Rock versus everything on his team. I can get up Spikes versus most things on his team. Rapid Spin just there to get rid of rocks from my side and to keep my hazard stacking up. But I don't think I will have the opportunity to hazard stack him. But Stealth Rock is a must bring for me because that secures when it KOs for Dying Fetus. Our Reuniclus. Then we have the annoying bring of the week. We have Machine Head, our Rotomote, Leftovers, Levitate, Defog, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Volt Switch. In test plays, in mock battles, I had this thing in, I think it was 15 straight turns, just clicking Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, and then at the end, the Volt Switch. Like, it was insane, that mock battle. And I hope I can do something like this here again, because it doesn't have a lot of things that won't stay in versus this thing if I have the Will-O-Wisp Pain Split coverage. Because that means that I can Will-O-Wisp him, get rid of his leftovers, make that neutral, so he doesn't gain any health from leftovers. It will also stop his physical attackers, which will help Dying Fetus, Semblant, Iron Maiden, and so forth. It would help the rest of my team whittling down the physical attackers, which also makes it more important to have Snarl and Semblant instead of Intimidate. Volt Switch is just definitely for the Switch. What? I lost the word completely. Wow. But just as I get Switch Initiative, that was the word I was looking for. And to eat most special hits. It's really good here, especially versus the Tapu Koko and the Lona Raichu. Then we have Linkin Park, our Mega Venusaur, Venusaurite, Thick Fat, Grassy Train, Synthesis, Knockoff, Sludge Bomb, 252 HP, 4 attack, and 252 defense with Relaxed Nature. The reason I have Relaxed Nature in this thing is because in Trick Room, this thing is actually slower than a lot of his things, and Knockoff Sludge Bomb does destroy his team. Even if I don't have any investments in special attack, and I only have 4 in attack for the knockoff, this thing can actually do a tremendous amount of damage to his team, and I don't think too much from... If he's Psychic on Slowbro, that will destroy me, but thanks to the Grassy Terrain, I can actually negate his Electric Terrain, and actually stop Alolan Raichu from tearing through my team. And it will also help me with some recovery. Also, of course, it would help him as well with recovery. But I have no problem doing that if it means that I can survive longer versus his Koko Raichu core. So this is the team. Let's go right into the battle. Okay, here we are. We are here in the battle. He brought an interesting team. He brought a Pokemon that I did not think he brought 2 Pokemons that I thought was very interesting. Mamoswine and Verisian doesn't do too much to my team. Ice Shard is of course nice, Knockoff is nice, like so. The Mamoswine is not bad to bring, but it doesn't do too much to my team. And Verisian does absolutely nothing to my team. It should be if it is bulky Verisian, then it could be a bit of a problem. I don't know if it gets Leech Seed. Like Leech Seed, Toxic, Leaf Blade is pretty bad versus me. Send Headbutt, maybe? Synthesis, something like that. That could actually be pretty bad for me to face. But the rest of his team, Tapu Koko, Dragalge, Slowbro, Ferrothorn are all Pokemon that I am pretty well prepared for. Infernape is pretty bad in this matchup, even if he has the Verisian and the Mamoswine. They doesn't want to take a Flare Blitz. It's not that good of a matchup for Infernape, so I don't have that good usage out of it, which I think is pretty fun. It's fine. Then Reuniclus has a field day on his team. Unless he is AV Mamoswine or AV Dragalge, he can't take 2 hits with anything on his team really, except for Ferrothorn. Slowbro can take two Psychics, but it can't take 1 Psychic and a Shadow Ball, if it is physically defensive. Ferrothorn can take a bit more damage, but if I just burn it and wear it down, it can't do anything. Mamoswine is the biggest threat here for Reuniclus, but Reuniclus is completely my wing con from the get-go when I started this battle. I noticed that Rotomo had a field day clicking Will-O-Wisp, the Pain Split, and Volt Switch versus his team. I also noticed that Mega Venusaur doesn't have the best matchup, but it actually will help me stop Tapu Koko, Mamoswine, and Verisian completely, and even negate Slowbro very, very much if he brings the Psyshock instead of the Psychic. I have no real usage of Fortress in this matchup. I just need it for the Stealth Rocks. So yeah, overall I think that I had a good matchup here going into the battle, and I felt pretty good because I brought a very weak team to my team. And if I just play my cards correctly, I might actually have a chance defeating Jessup. But remember, Jessup is one of the best battlers that I have ever known. It's really nice to actually have the time to face him, like getting scheduled against him. I'm not I've had the luck to not face him earlier. Hopefully we don't lose. I really, really hope we don't lose. But my mindset going into this match is to not lose 6-0. Or to not lose 5-0. No matter what team he brought, he can destroy me with literally anything. So I just need to be cold-headed and play to the best of my abilities. So let's go into the battle. Can we get the sound, please? Yeah, we had a sound. Let's restart this then. Let's see if we can get the sound this time. Yes, I led. Oh, Jesus! This is going way too fast. Jesus, what happened with this thing? That was not how fast it went earlier. Okay. I lead Machine Head. Yo, this is going way too fast. Holy fuck. I lead with Machine Head. And he leads with Verisian. He goes out into this thing that I burn. I burned the Dragalge, which is pretty good. So this thing is burned now. And I go for the Volt Switch, and through calcs I actually noticed that this thing was either very, very specially defensive, or it was AV. And looking at the Sludge Wave damage, it has to be AV. Sadly, it poisoned me, which means that Semlat doesn't have the greatest ability to wall this thing completely. But at the same time, it scares him out, and I just go for the knockoff here, getting rid of Leftovers on Serenity. Of course, you get the attack rows, but it doesn't do too much to my team. I was just scared of Leaf Blade here, so I switched out into Machine Head. That takes everything pretty well. And he was no attack investments, so I think he's a pretty bulky one, especially since he has Leftovers. So he gets out to the Ferrothorn here, and I just went for the Volt Switch, not predicting anything. Like, I went for... the reason I went for Volt Switch was because I went... And then I got the Foo Fighter, of course. The reason I went for Volt Switch here was because I went for the Will-O-Wisp the first time. And then he went out into his Dragalge. So if he was predicting me going for Will-O-Wisp again, he would just go to Dragalge, and then I would be better off with going for Volt Switch. But now we went out to the Ferrothorn, and I would have been better off with the Will-O-Wisp. But now I have Foo Fighter in here, and I just go for the Flare Blitz, going for maximum amount of damage. And he switches out into Slowbro, and it did a good amount of damage. He's Rocky Helmet, which is very, very annoying, but I burn him. That makes up for the stupid Toxic, well, the stupid Poison earlier. I go out into Linkin Park here. I can take anything unless it speaks, but Psyshock that's a good amount. It does, but it is bulky. It's a very bulky Slowbro, and I just Mega Evolve and I click Synthesis here. And now I know that I can survive any one hit from this thing, so I just go for the knockoff, getting rid of its item. Because if it is Assault Vest, I don't want to deal with it too much, and it is Assault Vest, which was great for me to know. So now I know that I can 100% kill it with Reuniclus, and I take a good amount of damage from Sludge Wave, but not enough. So I just go out into Iron Maiden here, predicting another Sludge Wave, and it goes for the Dragon Pulse. Good neutral play, does a good amount of damage to me, but I got leftovers, and now I can take a Hidden Power Fire from this thing, no problem. So I just decided, okay, let's go for the Stealth Rocks here. And that did a good amount, but not enough. I went for the Stealth Rocks, and then I decided to actually switch out and save this thing, because it's pretty good to have later on to sack off. So I go back out to the Semblant here, taking an HP Fire. It does absolutely nothing to me. But the Poison stacks up, and I just go for EQ, I think it is here, just for the sake of it. Yeah, does a good amount of damage, but not enough. So this thing is pretty bulky. Infernape has a field day versus it, since I'm starved, but I decided to go out to Dying Fetus. Because he can't really do too much to me, and he has the Synthesis up because it is pretty low on health. He gets out into Mammothswine here, and I click Trick Room. Now, I was pretty scared of this thing being AV, so I actually switched out, I think. Or, no, I stayed in and clicked Psychic just to get damage off in case it was AV. But he switched out, I was so fine with that. I'll get out into this thing, and just to be sure that I'm not slower than this thing, I decided to switch out and let something else take the knockoff. Because I cannot kill it from this range as it is. So now I have this thing, now I have Machine Head in here, and I just click Will-O-Wisp. Goes for the Stealth Rocks. I click Pain Split first, I click Pain Split first, and then I go for the Will-O-Wisp this turn. He Toxics me. I am so fine with that, because I just stack this thing off at this point, just going to click Will-O-Wisp and Pain Split as much as possibly can to wear down his team and to secure that my team can actually beat it. And he gets out into this thing, I'm pretty sure I burn it. Now I went for D for getting rid of rocks on both sides. Hopefully I can get mine back up, but I didn't want to take more unnecessary damage on my side. I took loads of damage on this side, but I decided to go for Pain Split here. Now I went for Will-O-Wisp again, then I went for Pain Split on this time, yeah. Toxic doesn't kill me, I survive on 1%, which was clutch indeed. Because now I take so much damage off of Serenity here. Look at this. Yum 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 yum. That is 63% of health back, but I lose 25 of them directly due to Toxic. But he clicks Synthesis. I burn him this turn instead of clicking Pain Split again, because it's better to burn him for me. And I just decided, okay, I can lose this thing now, I don't really care. He clicks Leaf Blade, and I go down. But I feel pretty good at this point. I felt like I was in the driving seat. So I just go to the Dying Fetus here, and he goes directly out into Fairthorn. So I make a double into Semblant, predicting that, so I can go for a knockoff, getting rid of any item on his side. And my phone is doing stupid buzzing. So I went for the knockoff here, getting rid of his leftovers, which is clutch for me, thanks to him being burned. He gets up, hits Stealth Rocks, and Semblant dies to poison from the Sludge Wave from Drogalgy. But I'm fine with that. I just got into Iron Maiden here. I should be faster. I go for the Stealth Rocks. But he switches out here. I don't really know why. But I'm fine with that. I go for the Stealth Rocks. And in case he does some switching, or in case I survive a U-turn, something like that, I go for Rapid Spin here. But he kills me with the Thunderbolt, and I am fine with that. Now, let's see what happened. Okay, steps there. Good. Now I was in a bit of a predicament. He has 5 months left. And Tapu Koko is almost at full. Mammothswine is almost at full. Slowbro, I have not seen Slowbro in battle since early game. Fairthorn is not that big of a problem any longer. And Verisian is still a bit of a threat. But at this point it looks pretty bad for me. And I realized that I sacked off thing way too fast. And I literally only had 3 ways to win this game. One was playing Godly Predictions with Infernape. The second, playing Godly Predictions with Venusaur, and the third, sending in Reuniclus, click Trick Room, and just hope I can kill everything as fast as possible without losing. And we'll see what I decide to do here, but at this point I was very, very sure that I would lose the game, and I actually think that I still now, like, I won't spoil what happens, but it's looking pretty dark for me. But I decided to go up to the Foo Fighter here, just to threaten him out since I have EQ, but he goes out into Serenity, a good play on his part. I could have gone for Flare Blitz, it would have been a better play, because Afghanistan wants to take it, but I was 100% certain he would go into Slowbro there, but he didn't, which means that something must be wrong with his Slowbro, but I did not pick up on that until after the game. So I decided to just go into Reuniclus here, get up the Trick Room, take the hit from this thing, because I can take everything, even a C move. So I get up the Trick Room here, and threaten him out pretty bad. Brady, so he has to go out into this thing, and I decide to go for Psychic. And that decides to be a 2-KO on this thing. I was deciding between clicking Recover or Psychic, but I decided to click Psychic here. Just to kill it off, because I knew that I was fast this time. He sends out this thing, and I'm pretty sure he switches right out. Yeah, and I click Psychic here. And as you see, he's not regen. He forgot to change the ability on his Slowbro, which made it so much easier for me to win. But he was at, I think it was, let's see how much health he was at. Actually, because that is pretty important. And then I will tell you why it is important. So, the question is, could he survive a Shadow Ball from this range? No, he could not. After Stealth Rocks, I kill him with Shadow Ball 100% of the time, because I did minimum 71%. So this thing dies no matter what, and I did 30% with Psychic. First one is down, and he goes back out into this thing. I just click Shadow Ball this time, because I was thinking he was literally stay in, but he did not. And Trick Room is gone. He clicks an Headbutt, that does nothing to me, and I just heal up, click Recover. Now I'm back at full more or less, and I click Trick Room again. He hopes to flinch me, but it does so little damage that it is not even worth it for him to go for the damage. And I just go for Psychic. Now I went for the Shadow Ball here, yeah, in case he went into Slowbro. Of course, I killed it either way. He went into Slowbro this time, and I kill it with a Psychic. And at this point onward, I win. Unless this is AV, of course. If this is AV Mamoswine, I lose. But it is not AV Mamoswine, and we should pick up the win here unless it is a crazy reset on Pepper Coco. But no, he is not, and we pick up a big win. We pick up a big 3-0 win versus Jessup. And Dying Fetus, our Reuniclus, picked up 6 kills of 6 possible in this game. I have no clue how I defeated Jessup. I played out of my mind. This is one of the best battles that I have ever played. And it felt like he was in command every single time until I put up this Trick Room the 3rd time I think it was now. And I started killing off things from him. But that shows you how good, like, the MVP of the match is 100% Reuniclus. But Reuniclus would not have been able to do this amount of work if it wasn't for Rotomo. Rotomo had burned everything, more or less, and weird thing, wow, and took thing down, not wow, I can't speak, and wore things down with Pain Split as well as Will-O-Wisp. And if it wasn't for those turns where I just stayed in and clicked Pain Split and Will-O-Wisp, I don't think I would have won this battle, because that stopped a lot of problems for me with those turns. But I still think that this battle could have gone either way. I got lucky and won the battle. Big GG to Jessup. This was a great battle. It was one of the best battles I have ever played. It was fantastic. I was extremely nervous when I played this battle. I was really, really scared. But I actually managed to win, and it was a comfortable win in the end, actually. Because if it was AV Mamoswine, Fleo Blitz from Infernape would actually have won the game from there. So after Verusian went down, he had nothing. Well, after Slowbro went down, he had absolutely nothing for Infernape. so I would have won the battle either way. But with that said, this has been an insane battle. I am so glad that I won this battle. We are 2-0 right now, and we are +8, I think it is, in differential. And we got 6 kills with the Reuniclus. So, with all of this being said, thank you for watching this video. I will see you next time.